Hello, my name is Mr. Kwan, and I'm the Director of Concrete Next Step for Summit. And today we're going to talk about Running Start. Our goal today is to overview really how to think about if Running Start is the best fit for your student moving forward on their pathway towards their concrete next step. Today we're going to talk about Summit Public Schools College and Career Readiness Plan. We'll talk about Summit versus Washington State graduation requirements. We'll have an introduction and overview just so you have an understanding of what Running Start is. We'll talk about who's eligible for Running Start. And then we'll go over some pros and cons about Running Start with the Summit model so you can reflect on if it's the best fit for your child. We'll talk about Summit's recommendations, and then we'll finish with some next steps. So first of all, we do want to share that Summit Public Schools does have a concrete next step program because that is our mission ultimately to prepare all students for success in a chosen pathway that is the best fit for them. Throughout their time at Summit, students learn about post-secondary pathways, especially in junior year, where they start thinking about best fit, where they can not only get into, but also through all the way to completion of their program, degree, or into their career. They talk about college majors, what they want to study, and financial aid, how to afford it. Throughout the Concrete Next Step program, students prepare for their applications, whether that's to a 2-year college, 4-year college, or a different alternative pathway. Mentors support students throughout this process in junior all the way through senior year, through every step of the application process, starting with research and preparation in junior year, into actually filling out applications in the fall of senior year, supporting the financial aid process, that's money towards paying for their concrete next step, and then navigating all the way through making a decision and enrolling by the end of senior year. Throughout junior to senior year, students also have access to family information nights, where they talk about all steps of the application process and all steps of thinking about concrete next step. That ranges from research, how to think about college fit, how to think about which pathway is the best fit, financial aid options, filling out the FAFSA you may have heard of before, or the DREAM Act or the WASFA, filling out scholarships. Throughout the process, we want to make sure students are supported with the right access to tools and resources so they can navigate and choose what is the best concrete next step for them. Part of our process is to make sure that students also have access to all options in front of them, which means we need to think about our graduation requirements between Summit and Washington State. Across Washington State, the unfortunate reality is not all students graduate with every credit they need to be college eligible. If you look at the screen in front of you, you'll see that English in Washington is required 4 credits, Summit also 4 credits. Math to graduate in Washington requires 3 credits. At Summit, we require 4. Same is true of science and social studies. The ultimate total of credits students graduate with Summit is greater than the Washington State requirement in order to make sure every student graduates with their college academic distribution requirements known as CADRs, so they can access any pathway in front of them, 4-year college being the most rigorous, and the pathway that research has shown can lead to the greatest socioeconomic mobility. We design our courses this way to make sure students have access to any choice that they want, and Running Start could be a choice they can make on that pathway. So just generally, what is Running Start? Running Start is a program for high school juniors and seniors to take college classes at Washington 2-year colleges and earn high school and college credit at the same time. Sometimes you may hear this referred to as a dual enrollment or concurrent enrollment. All means the same thing, where students have opportunities to take classes at Washington community colleges in their area. Tuition is free at a maximum of 15 credits per quarter in college level courses 100 or higher. What this means is, we'll go over this, students will need to take a test to test into math and English placements. 100 level courses means students have the college level skills to start working towards their college level degrees. If students place below those 100 level courses, they will be responsible for paying for their own remediation until they're entering that 100 level or higher. Ultimately, students are also responsible for the cost of books and transportation. Fee waivers are available for these expenses, and students who qualify for free or reduced lunch are the ones who qualify for this. To be eligible for Running Start, a student must be a high school junior or senior. And like I said before, they need to test into college level English or math taken at the college. We'll provide you with specific tests they can take in a moment. Sometimes colleges also allow replacements for those placement tests, including the SAT, ACT, or high school transcript in lieu of the Compass test. That's the specific test students will need to take in order to be eligible. To be a Running Start student does require that students lean into the core characteristic of responsibility because they are taking their concrete next step into their own hands and getting a head start on it. Each of these practices allow us to make sure we achieve our mission of preparing all students for success in a chosen concrete next step. And it is up to a student to really own this process and take independent initiative and leadership on meeting each of these requirements. Firstly, all juniors and seniors must be present for mentor time daily. Running Start schedules must be planned around daily mentor time. The reason for this is because our mentoring program is really the heart of our concrete next step preparation. Like we said before, throughout junior and senior year, mentor groups work together to prepare for the concrete next step process, getting specific information about applications, reminders about deadlines, support filling out the paperwork required to access different pathways, and ultimately reflecting and making the decision that's best for them. Students must continue those check-ins with their mentor in order to receive the full benefits of our mentorship program. Also, if a student earns below a C- in a Running Start class, the student will not be given credit toward their high school diploma. This is in alignment with Summit Public Schools handbook, and it's the same practice we use for any of our courses on campus. It is up to a student to think about the transition from a high school course to a community college course and the independent initiative and leadership it takes to make sure that they're staying on track to earn the highest grades possible. And any student not meeting grade level readiness will receive personalized support through curriculum personalization and student support blocks. Currently, all students are enrolled in grades 9 through 12 in a student support block aligned to their specific needs. If a student we find is needing additional support or not meeting grade level expectations, they will be assigned a student support block and will need to schedule their Running Start courses around that block so they can attend them on campus. Lastly, all Summit students must take advanced placement environmental science on campus to meet Washington State's graduation requirement around career and technical education. These courses must require a specific credentialed teacher to teach the course, and all students meet this requirement at Summit through advanced placement environmental science, so they must create their Running Start schedules around that requirement. So now that we've just done the general overview of what is Running Start, what does it mean in Summit's model, let's just talk about the pros and cons of Running Start for you and your student. So here are the pros of Running Start. There's a lot of college exposure and experience. It's really exciting that some students want to take on the challenge of taking on some college level courses. They're transitioning from a high school classroom into a college level classroom. We have also found that there's a real variety and experience across campuses and professors when it comes to Running Start courses. Whereas our teachers have professional development throughout the year to really teach high level courses with rigor and with personalization towards students' needs, our alumni have told us that taking Running Start courses really varies by campus and by professor. And we unfortunately cannot guarantee a student's experience across those different factors. It will be up to a Running Start student to take initiative, leadership, and responsibility for their own courses to make sure they're getting what they need in each of their classes. There's also the ability to earn college credits with minimal costs. If a student takes full-time Running Start between junior through senior year, they could earn up to their associate's degree for free, which really saves money in the long run towards their final concrete next step after high school. They can even earn partial credit up to this if they're taking part-time or just some Running Start courses. There's also great flexibility in courses. Whereas our courses start at the same time every day, students get out the same time every day, and they're scheduled Monday through Friday. College courses are not the same. Sometimes they're 2 days a week. Sometimes they're 3 days a week. A student may have more flexibility around scheduling around a job or other responsibilities. They will also need to balance that with those on-site requirements we talked about earlier, where students do need to be on site daily for mentor time, AP environmental science, and potentially student support block. So here are the pros of junior and senior at Summit then. All students have the opportunity to take 6 to 8 AP courses and tests that prepare students for the rigor of a college class in a high school environment. There are additional dual credit options available through expeditions as well. So they have a variety of ways to get college level experience, college credit, all embedded within their normal school day. Students are supported by high quality, values aligned Summit mentors and teachers. As we said earlier, our teachers are receiving professional development to teach in an aligned way that personalizes the curriculum for all students. Across Running Start courses, we're not sure what type of professional development professors are getting or campuses are giving. So we know that students who are with us are really benefiting from that personalized environment. And lastly, as we described earlier, Summit's Concrete Next Step program really supports students to think about their best fit along the road all the way towards graduation into enrolling into their Concrete Next Step. This program does allow all students access to at least a 4-year college, which is the most rigorous and concrete next step option, and also shown to have the greatest socioeconomic mobility for our students. By participating every day at Summit, they have the full benefits of that in mentoring and seeing how that's weaved throughout their school day. For our Running Start students, we have seen challenges in the past for them accessing all parts because they have to be so mindful about going between the college campus and Summit. So ultimately then, here's our recommendation. All Washington State juniors and seniors who meet eligibility may take Running Start courses at local 2-year colleges. However, at Summit, we encourage students to receive the full benefit of our program by completing all 4 years of their high school experience at Summit. In junior and senior year, students will complete at least 6 AP classes. Ultimately, colleges are looking for rigor of courses and their grades. These AP classes are shown to have college level rigor and show that students are working towards sharpening their skills to be ready for their concrete next step. Students will also complete the Concrete Next Step program and have support with applications, financial aid, thinking about best fit and enrolling and deciding what's best for them. They'll have regular support from their mentor as well as the support of a tight-knit, diverse community. When students are going to their college courses through Running Start, they could be around a variety of communities that could be similar or dissimilar to theirs, and it's up to them to navigate those. At Summit, we intentionally design our communities to be heterogeneous, meaning different and diverse, so students have experience from people from all walks of life. Ultimately, our program is designed to meet all students where they are and to give them the appropriate rigor and supports on the road towards their next step to make sure they graduate on time and enroll. It will be difficult for students to access the full program if they're doing Running Start, either part-time or full-time. As we said earlier, there's a number of scheduling needs they need to make sure they meet, and to continue that relationship with their mentor really requires them to be on campus each day. We believe there are huge benefits in a student choosing the best fit path for them if they continue to stay with Summit in junior and senior year. So let's wrap up with some next steps. As we said, our objective was to make sure to reflect about if Running Start is the best fit for you and your child. So ultimately, you'll decide which 2-year college you want to attend if you're choosing Running Start. You can visit a few campuses on your own, review the course schedule online, and even attempt to build out a mock schedule based on the time schedules that are released online, balancing those Summit requirements as well. It's up to the student to check Running Start procedures on the website of the college they wish to attend. Any of those policies and procedures they do need to follow through with. All students pursuing Running Start will need to take the Compass test. That's the placement test for math or English. Testing schedules are also on the college websites. Every student pursuing Running Start does need to make a meeting with their Dean of Operations to complete their registration verification form. Please email at least a week before the forms are due to schedule this appointment. And then, any students pursuing this need to submit your completed Running Start packet, including enrollment verification form to the college of your choice. There, you'll meet with the Running Start advisor and register for classes. Please note every college has different deadlines, so we're not able to give them right in this moment, but most are late May for the fall. We encourage you to continue speaking with your student throughout the course of the semester if Running Start is the right fit for them, or if continuing with their Summit program is right fit for them. Please continue to engage your mentor as well as your school leaders if you'd like additional hands that really care about your student and want to help them choose the best fit paths for them. If you have any further questions, feel free to email concretenextstep@summitps.org.